Hello students, I welcome you all in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. This is revision lecture. All of you know that there are only two chapters for our second semester examination. That is chapter number 4 ratio and proportion and chapter number 5 linear equations in two variables. Chapter number 6 financial planning and chapter number 7 statistics are deducted under the reduced syllabus because of COVID-19 pandemic. So take a note of that no questions will be asked on chapter number 6 and 7 in the second semester examination. Okay, that is our second exam. Okay, so only two chapters will be there. So in this revision lecture we have completed with the concept of ratio, and then we have seen properties of ratios. Okay, now only one question is remaining from the practice set, and then we are going to go towards the more properties of ratios. Okay, and then we are going to see operations on equal ratios. Okay, so let us start. This question number 2 from sub question number 4 was remaining, so that we are going to see. So let us read the question. The ratio of present ages of Albert and Salim is 5:9. 5 years hence, ratio of their ages will be 3:5. Find their present ages. Okay, so again this is a word problem based on ratio. So I told you that the first statement you are going to copy from the question itself. So the first statement in the answer is the ratio of present ages of Albert and Salim is 5:3. Then we have to go for its common multiple. Okay, so that common multiple you are going to take as x. That is your second statement. Let the common multiple of this ratio be x. So by using this we can write down the present age of Albert as x into 5x, and present age of Salim as x into 9, that is 9x. Okay, so write down that. Therefore, the present age of Albert is 5x years and that of Salim is 9x years. Okay. So these three statements are going to appear in the same sequence wherever there is a problem based on the ratio. It is told to you in the previous lecture also. Now let us make use of the given condition. 5 years hence, ratio of their ages will be 3:5. 5 years hence means what? After 5 years, the ratio is going to become 3:5. So if the present age is 5x year, after 5x year, the age is going to become 5x plus 5. We are going to add. Okay? Because if somebody's today's age is 15 years, then after 5 years it is going to become 20. 15 plus 5, 20. So whenever the word comes years hence or years after, we have to add. Okay, and since it's a ratio again, we are going to write this in numerator denominator form. So numerator will be what? 5x plus 5, and denominator will be what? 9x plus 5. So write down according to the given condition. Okay, so 5x plus 5 upon 9x plus 5 is equal to 3 upon 5. The new ratio is 3:5, that is 3 upon 5. Okay, this is how you are going to write down the equation. Writing this equation only is very important. Okay, now let us solve it. For that we are going to go for cross multiplication here. So go for cross multiplication. So see, 5 into 5x, that will give us 25x. And 5 into 5 is 25. Similarly here 3 into 9x is 27x. And 3 into 5 is 15. Now let us solve it. What we are going to do is, we are going to shift this 25 this side and this 15 to left hand side. Okay, so let us do that. So what we will get? 25 minus 15 is equal to 27x minus 25x. See, this plus has become minus when we have shifted it to right hand side. And this plus 15 has become minus 15 when we have shifted it to left hand side. So 25 minus 15 is 10, and 27 minus 25 is 2. So here 27x minus 25x is 2x. So what we are going to get? 10 is equal to 2x. And from that, x is equal to 10 divided by 2, that is 5. Okay, but the question does not end here. Don't stop here after finding x. See what is asked to us? Find their present ages. We need to find their present ages. So take help of this statement. See, the present age of Albert is 5x. That means we need to find value of 5x. And we need to find value of 9x so that we can write down the present age of Albert and Salim. Okay, so from that we can write down 5x is equal to 5 into 5, that is 25. And 9x is equal to 9 into 5, that is 45. And from that we can write down the present age of Albert as 25 years and present age of Salim as 45 years. That is your last statement. For every word problem, your answer should be in the form of statement. Therefore, the present age of Albert is 25 years and that of Salim is 45 years. This question was discussed previously also in regular teaching, and this is second time revision going on, so I hope you must have understood this question properly. Okay, this framing of equations is very important because in 10th standard in 2 chapters you need to solve word problems. So you must understand how to frame the equation by using the given condition. So try to understand it better now so that it will help you in 10th standard. Okay, let us go further. These questions further are deleted. Sub question 3, 4 and 5 from main question number 4, these are omitted. Also these main questions 5, 6, 7 are omitted. They will not come in the evaluation. Take a note of that. Okay, let us go further now. Now we are going to see operations on equal ratios. So here we are going to use the property of equality. Properties of equality means what? You know that we can multiply both the sides of equation by the same number. We can divide by the same number. We can add the same number to both the sides. We can subtract same number from both the sides. These are called as what? Properties of equality. So by using those properties, we can perform some operations on equal ratios. Now let us see which operations we are going to perform and how we are going to use them. Okay, so here what we are going to do is we are going to take A, B, C, D, all positive integers. The properties are always written for positive integers. Got it? So we are considering A, B, C, D as positive integers, and from this we can write down 2 equal ratios, which are A upon B is equal to C upon D. Okay, so for the ratios A upon B is equal to C upon D, we are going to write down the properties now. Okay, so from that the very first property is invertendo. If A upon B is equal to C upon D. See, these are 2 equal ratios. So it is told that operations on equal ratios. We are always thinking about equal ratios. So if A upon B is equal to C upon D, then we can write B upon A is equal to D upon C. They are inverted. Both the ratios are inverted. So the property is called as what? Invertendo. See, the denominators are written in numerator and numerators are written in denominator. So they are inverted. So the property is called as invertendo. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then B upon A is equal to D upon C. Okay, let us go for the second property, that is alternando. What is alternando here? See, the ratios are same again. A upon B is equal to C upon D. Here we are altering the position of B and C, interchanging the position of B and C. Okay, so which we can do here. You know that just now I told that properties of equality. So if B is in denominator here, on right hand side it is going to go in numerator, and C in from numerator is going to go in denominator. So okay, so property of equality is used here. So if A upon B is equal to C upon D, then by alternando we can write that A upon C is equal to B upon D. Then third operation called as componendo. Okay, so the word componendo, you have to keep related with addition. Componendo, to combine. Okay, so here componendo stands for addition. Keep in mind, componendo means addition. What addition you are going to do is, you are going to add denominator to the numerator. See here, a upon b is equal to c upon d. These are equal ratios. And then we can write a plus b upon b is equal to c plus d upon d. We are not changing denominators. What we are doing is, we are adding denominator to numerator. Okay, so this is called as componendo. If a upon b is equal to c upon d, then a plus b upon b is equal to c plus d upon d. This is called as componendo property or componendo operation. The next fourth one is dividendo. Here dividendo you have to relate with subtraction. Exactly opposite thing we are going to do what we have done in componendo here in dividendo. If a upon b is equal to c upon d, then a minus b upon b is equal to c minus d upon d. Okay, so here we are going to subtract denominator from numerator. A minus b upon b is equal to c minus d upon d. This is called as dividendo. And the last property, fifth property, is combination of these two. So the name of the property is componendo dividendo. Okay, here what we are doing is, we are adding denominator in numerator, and in denominator we are subtracting denominator from numerator. Okay, so if we divide here, if we put a line here, division if we are doing, then this b and b will get cancelled, and here d and d will get cancelled, and we will get the property a plus b upon a minus b. See, you can see, and here c plus d upon c minus d. Condition is what? A is not equal to b and c is not equal to d. Because if a is equal to b or if c is equal to d, then the denominator is going to become 0, which is not allowed. You know that 0 cannot appear in denominator. It is meaningless. We cannot divide any number by 0. So this condition is important, that a is not equal to b and c is not equal to d. So these are called as 5 operations on equal ratios or 5 properties on equal ratios. Okay, so once again let us see them. Which are they? First is invertendo. You have to invert the ratios. Second is alternando, where you have to alter the position of these two, b and c. Third is componendo, that means add denominator to numerator, both the sides. Dividendo means subtract denominator from numerator on both the sides. And componendo dividendo is combination of these two properties. That means we are adding in numerator and we are subtracting in denominator. Okay, so these 5 properties are very, very important. Okay, also they are useful in 10th standard. In 10th standard geometry, you are using these properties for doing certain proofs. Okay, so don't forget them. Keep them in mind. You require invertendo, you require componendo dividendo, you require componendo, you require dividendo there in geometry. So don't forget them. Let us go further now. Now let us see solved examples. How to solve them by using the operations on equal ratios. So see the first question here. If a upon b is equal to 5 upon 3, then find the ratio a plus 7b upon 7b. Okay. So this sum can be solved by two different methods. So let us see first method first, and then we will see second method. So what we are going to do here is, we are going to start with what is given to us. That is a upon b is equal to 5 upon 3. Okay, so these are two equal ratios. So what we are going to do, we are going to use the property of alternando here. We are altering the position of b and 5. So see what we can write down. A upon 5 is equal to b upon 3, and that we will take as k, one constant. We are assuming that as k for our convenience. Okay. So if we cross multiply here, then a is equal to 5k and B is equal to 3k. Okay, so value of A we got as 5k and value of B we got as 3k. Why we have taken this as 3? Just recall, A upon B is equal to AK upon BK. I told you that for every ratio there is some common multiple, and that common multiple we are taking as k. Okay, so you cannot write A is equal to 5 and you cannot write B is equal to 3. You have to write A is equal to 5k and B is equal to 3k. If you don't want, you don't do this step. Here only you can write down A upon B is equal to 5 upon 3. Therefore, A is equal to 5k and B is equal to 3k. Directly from here also you can write down this step, because you know that there is common multiple present here and that we are taking as k. Now write down the given question, that is A plus 7B upon 7B. Now what you are going to do is, in place of A you are going to substitute 5k and in place of B you are going to substitute 3k. So see, A is replaced by 5k plus 7 as it is and B is replaced by 3k. Down in the denominator, 7 as it is, B is replaced by 3k. So 7 into 3, 21k. 5k as it is, 21k multiplication here, and down also 21k is the multiplication. 7 3s are 21. Now add 5k plus 21k. 5 plus 21, 26k. Okay, upon 21k. So k and k will get cancelled and our answer is 26 upon 21. This is first method. Method 1 to solve this sum. Now let us go towards method 2. What we are going to do here is, we are going to use the operations which we have seen just now. So for that purpose, always we have to start with what is given to us. So write down A upon B is equal to 5 upon 3. This is our start. Then observe what we want to find. And there you have to think that which operation is used. Invertendo is used, alternando is used, or componendo dividendo or componendo dividendo is used. So here we can observe that, see, there is numerator and there is denominator. See, this is denominator. And addition we can find. So we can find that here the property of componendo is used. That means very sure we have to go for componendo. But observe the numerator and denominator. Numerator is A and denominator is 7B. But here in the given, denominator is only B. We want 7B. Okay. So make it 7B. But while making it 7B, we have to multiply by 7 in both the places of denominator. In left hand side also as well as in right hand side also. So this is A into 7B. We can write as 5 upon 21 because 7 3s are 21. So A upon 7B is equal to 5 upon 21. Now we are going to use the property of componendo. Using componendo, so add denominator to numerator. So A plus 7B upon denominator as it is. Similarly, do it on right hand side. 5 plus 21 upon 21. So the answer is 26 upon 21. Okay. So either you can use this method or you can use this method. You will find that this method is easy. So you can use it. But please don't forget to take k. Directly in place of A, if you are writing 5, then you are wrong. Because you know that it is ratio and is always in reduced form. So value of A is not 5. Value of A is 5k. Always there is some constant present. So take a note of that. Okay. And try to understand and write it. Let us go towards the next solve example. Here A upon B is given as 7 upon 3. And we have to find the value of the ratio A plus 2B and A minus 2B. Again, this can be solved in two different methods as we have seen. So here, by using the constant, anything you can take K, you can take X, your choice. Here M is taken now. So if A upon B is 7 upon 3, then value of A becomes 7M and value of b becomes 3m. We have to take some common multiple, which is taken as m here. Then write down the given question, that is a plus 2b and a minus 2b, and replace a by 7m and b by 3m. In place of a we are going to write 7m plus 2 as it is, and in place of b we are going to write 3m. Similarly, in denominator, a is 7m minus 2 into b is 3m. So 2 into 3, 6m here, and 2 into 3, 6m here. So 7m plus 6m and 7m minus 6m. So 7 plus 6, 13, and 7 minus 6, 1. So our answer is 13m upon m. We can cancel m and m from this, and the answer is 13 upon 1. Okay. Now let us go for the second method, where we are going to use the operations. So observe this. Clearly you can observe that here plus and minus is present. That means we are going to use componendo dividendo. Very clear? Then we have to think of numerator and denominator. Numerator is a and denominator is 2b. So we have to convert in that form. So start with the given thing. Okay, so what is given to you is a upon b is 7 upon 3. But in denominator we want 2b. So we have to multiply both the places by 2. So it is written multiplying both the sides by 1 upon 2. By 1 upon 2 because 2 we want in denominator. So we will get a upon 2b as 7 upon 6. 3 2s are 6. Now as I have said, that property already we have decided by observing it. We are going to use componendo dividendo. So write down, using componendo dividendo, on both the sides we are going to use. So a plus 2b upon a minus 2b is equal to 7 plus 6 upon 7 minus 6. Numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator. So left hand side write as it is, you cannot add or subtract. But here 7 plus 6 is 13 and 7 minus 6 is 1. So either you solve by this method or you solve by this method. Okay. Let us go further towards the next sum. Solve example number 4 now. Okay. So here it is given that a upon 3 is equal to b upon 2. Then find the value of the ratio 5a plus 3b upon 7a minus 2b. Now what you can observe here is, simply don't observe the sign and don't think that is componendo dividendo. For componendo dividendo, these terms they should be same, but it is not like that here. This sum is little bit different. That is why I am discussing this. See, here 5a is there and here 7a is there, and here 3ab and here 2b is there. So it is not of type componendo dividendo. Okay, so we have to think of some other method. Okay, so let us start. Here also we have two methods. So let us see the first method. Start with what is given to you. A upon 3 is equal to b upon 2. Okay, so by using alternando you can write this as a upon b is equal to 3 upon 2. Then our regular method, what you can write down here, that here see this a upon b is given, and this a upon b we want here in this question also. Okay, so what we are doing is we are dividing this each term by b. See, dividing each term by b, everywhere we are dividing by b. So then what we are getting here, b and b got cancelled, and here 5 inside the bracket a upon b plus 3, and here 7 inside the bracket a upon b minus 2. See, 7 is taken out, a upon b minus b and b is cancelled, so minus 2. Now see, we have found out value of a upon b. So we can write down 3 upon 2 in that place. Okay, we can replace it by 3 upon 2. See, a upon b is replaced by 3 upon 2, both the places. Then we are going to solve it. We are going to go for the solution. So 5 3s are 15 upon 2. Answer of this is what? 15 upon 2. And here it is 21 upon 2. Then here we have addition and here we have subtraction. But you know that when we add or subtract, the denominator should be equal. So here you have to multiply by 2 throughout, and here you have to multiply by 2 throughout. So when you are multiplying here by 2, this 2 and 2 will get cancelled and you will get 15. And when you are multiplying here by 2, you will get 6. 3 2s are 6. Similarly, down here, when you are multiplying by 2, here you will get 21. And when you are multiplying here by 2, you are going to get minus 4. Okay. So 15 plus 6 is 21 and 21 minus 4 is 17. Our answer is what? 21 upon 17. This is one method. And second method is our regular method, where we are going to use this as k or any other variable. So here t is taken. You can take any variable of your choice, but generally for we are taking k. K stands for constants. We have studied it from lower standards that k stands for constant. So you can take k, you can take x also, you can take m also, any variable will do. So to start with what is given to us, and then we can write down a as 3t and b as 2t. The cross multiplication is done. And then simply replace a by 3t and b by 2t and solve it. Okay, so 5 into 3t plus 3 into 2t upon 7 into 3t minus 2 into 2t. Okay, so 5 3s are 15. So 5 into 3t we are going to get 15t, and 3 into 2t we are going to get as 6t. Similarly down, 7 3s are 21t and 2 2s are 4. So 4t is the answer. So 15t plus 6t is 21t and 21t minus 4t is 17t. So tt will get cancelled and your answer is 21 upon 17. So as I have said, you always find that this method is easier. But only take a note that you have to take the constant. You cannot write 3 in place of a and 2 in place of b. It is wrong. You are going to get 0 marks. You have to take the some constant there. Any a variable you can take of your choice, but you have to take some constant. Okay. So this is how you are going to solve the sums. In the next lecture, we will discuss more sums. Till that, you practice all the sums at home. Since the syllabus is deducted now, very less portion is to be studied. So you can score good marks in the examination. But for that, you need practice. And as I have said, if you do the practice now in 9th standard, then you can find mathematics easier in 10th standard. Okay, so do the regular practice. So students, today I am stopping here. Till that, you stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you, students.